back up and redo this whole question. Sorry, I got tongue-tied.
These are a little spicier.
Yeah. Great. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of Warm Ones, our take on the hit internet TV show Hot Ones, where we ask progressively warmer questions paired with warmer chicken wings. I'm your host, Thomas Taylor, and joining me today is our county administrator for Stafford County, Randy Vosburg. Welcome, Randy.
Thanks for having me.
So I understand, Randy, that you're not a spice guy. Is
I
that
am
right?
not. I am not. So I loaded up on Prilosec before today.
Very good. Well, we're delighted to be here at Manhattan Pizza on Publix Way in Stafford County to talk about some of the exciting things that are happening in Stafford County. Randy, are you ready?
I'm ready, and the wings smell amazing.
Well, paired for our very first wing, and it's a plain wing since you're not a spice guy and neither am I, thank goodness, is to talk a little bit about yourself. You came to us from Florida, but you've been in Stafford County for a little while now. What attracted you to Stafford?
When we looked at relocating out of Florida, it was mainly, we looked at quality of life and location, of course. I mean, what's the old saying of live where people vacation? So there's a lot of people that vacation this area, and for good reason. There's a lot to do in the area, so we were drawn by that. We get to experience seasons now that we didn't have in Florida, and then just looking at the quality of life, which is schools and things to do in the area.
Well, very good. Let's take a look at what we've got right here.
All right.
We've got our very first chicken wing, and I'm a not drumette. I go with the flats, and it is a plain wing, so there's
I'll
no
go with
spice
the drumette.
danger here at all.
I think I'm sweating just in anticipation, but these are plain. So.
I believe it. But the good folks here at Manhattan Pizza, we thank you very much for the wings, and let's give it a try.
Nice and crunchy.
Crispy, just how I like it. So have you been a Floridian your whole life and then coming to Virginia, or did you live somewhere else before coming to Florida?
Been in Florida all my life. Actually, I was born in Richmond, but relocated to Florida when I was a year old, so pretty much in Florida.
So this is like a big homecoming for you.
It is.
In your childhood, were you living in Richmond and experiencing seasons, or is this a whole new event for you?
A whole new thing, because in Florida we said we got hot and then hotter. But then coming back, I mean, it's been great. We got a little bit of snow this past year, not a lot, which is perfect. I don't want a lot of snow, but just enough to kind of give us that little dusting we got. So
there's one thing you got to explain to me, and that's the tents or the structures over the pools in Florida. What's that all about?
Mosquitoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not alligators or anything, right?
Well, growing up, we did get an alligator in our pool.
Oh, wow.
So they do help keep them out. But yeah, it's mosquitoes. And people told me we have mosquitoes here, but they will carry you away in Florida. So if you don't have a screen enclosure, you can't enjoy the pool.
Oh, wow. Well, that brings us to our mild wings. So this is wing number 2.
Wing 2.
We're dialing up the spice just a little bit. We're going with mild, so it's still there. And since you're a drumette guy, I'd say go for it. And I'm going to stick with the flats.
All right. Here we go, number 2.
So while you're taking your first bite, as a county, we're making great strides, and we're clearly showing that Stafford is a great place to live, work, and learn. Stafford Schools was even voted as the best place to work in Stafford County according to Stafford Magazine. So shout out to Stafford Magazine. What is the one thing that you love most about Stafford? And if you had to change one thing, what is the one thing that would help our community to improve?
Okay. So I would say the one thing I like about Stafford, or one of the things I like about Stafford, is that we're still, even though we've got big things around us, we're still a tight-knit small community. And then that kind of feeds into the one thing I would change. I think that within our certain areas or neighborhoods, there's a definite connectedness. But as a county, I think we challenge at being connected. and you look at the different districts and the north versus south, and so I think there's an identity and a connection within, but coming together as a county and being connected, I would like to see more of that as a whole.
Wow, that's great. I couldn't agree more. And now we've reached the point in our interview where we've interacted with sauce for the first time, so it's time for a napkin break.
Not too spicy yet, so that's good.
Not too spicy. Yeah. So how'd the first two wings do for you?
Those were good. They were good. Not spicy yet.
We're not dialing it up yet.
No. Getting ready though.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna stay out of the spice for this next one too. So we might have to rename the show from warm ones to mild ones at this, because we're going into barbecue.
Might be messy ones.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's maybe a good new name for us. Pick the one that suits you the best.
Let's see. I'm gonna go under. You want the flat off the top?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the flat off the top. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. I'll get the drum there. There we go. Yep. These are definitely they're getting messier.
All right. So while you're taking your first bite. To kick off the school year, Stafford County Schools launched Chalk the Walk to get our community members out to our schools to write inspirational messages to students so that they could see when they came into the schoolhouse how much our community cared about them on the first day of school. You and your leadership team met with the Stafford Fire and Rescue Engine Company No. 2, shout out to them, to chalk the walk at Anthony Burns. What inspired you to do that, and what did your team think about the experience of coming to our schools?
So it was great. We all enjoyed it. I've got a little one that's in the school system as well, and there's just this buzz about when school comes back. I mean, summer, some people are upset summer's over, but then there's just that buzz that we're starting back. Things are kind of getting back into routines, and we wanted to be a part of that and be a part of the excitement of the kids coming back to school. And so helping write the messages out front, we got to partner with you guys and tour the school and to have our fire rescue staff there as well. It was just a good event, and to be a part of that buzz of coming back to school, it was fun.
Absolutely, and I enjoyed meeting you guys out there, and we got to take a tour of Anthony Burns. It was just awesome. And,
yep, great school, by the way.
Oh, fantastic place, and right around the corner from here too. So I will confess that normally at this point in the interview, this is where my sweats start to come in, right around wing number 3, but we have successfully avoided that. So that kind of brings us to this honey habanero barbecue sauce. It's a little bit different, but this is the next one up, and I'm gonna offer
habanero is making me sweat just hearing it.
Yep, a little hot honey.
Oh yeah,
that
hot
works.
Honey.
Yeah, so.
Woo, it smells a little spicy.
Smells
a little spicy.
This could be it, huh?
This could be it.
This could be what dials it up.
This could be.
Oh man, well let's see how we do here.
Definitely messy.
Yep.
Good flavor.
Yeah. I'm picking up a little bit of the heat on the back end now.
A little spice there, yep.
Okay.
The initial bite was sweet, but
so they're not going to let us off the hook here
no.
in Manhattan Pizza.
There's a little spice coming in with that one.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Stafford County is growing, and that's a huge strength, but it's also a challenge. Where do you see Stafford County in 5 years?
Growing even more. And I mean, you can just see what's going on right around us here by Manhattan Pizza. We've got several businesses that are getting ready to open up right out here by Publix off Courthouse. And we've got some at Burns Corner. We've got a lot of projects that are in the pipeline. So I can see us continuing to grow. And then on the residential side, I mean, people who wouldn't want to live here with what we've got going on and the amenities and parks and schools. And so we've got a lot of things that are attracting people here. So I don't see that growth stopping. I see that continuing with everything that we've got going around Stafford. So I see us in 5 years growing, but also hopefully keeping up with our infrastructure. I know we've worked hard with you guys to try and bring about more school construction. We're starting to head in the right direction related to that, investing in our roads, and so hopefully we have a lot more business, some more residential, and the infrastructure to keep up with it.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I mean, we're definitely making good strides, but I love how we're in sync on making sure that we grow with our community. And I also have to admit, I did take a sip of water. They did dial up the spice on this last one. Taking another pull of water for sure. Just like that, we're staring at our last wing. Whew. And this one is generically called spicy.
Spicy.
I think if we were hiding before, there's no hiding now. So
they just look spicy.
They do. They have that twinge about them.
They've got a spicy smell. Yeah, they do. Oh, look, yours has a lot more of the spicy sauce on it too.
There's no way to hide. It's just going there. It's just going there. So while you're taking your first bite, communication is so important. And I think many of the folks don't realize how well county government and school leadership work well together. I know that some folks who are paying attention see that things get animated between the school board and the board of supervisors, and they don't necessarily see how well we're working together behind the scenes. Communication being critical as it is, to that end, the county introduced blue last year, and I see we've got a little bit of a blue sticker right here and a little logo for blue. Can you tell us a little bit about blue and also share other ways that citizens can connect with their local government?
Absolutely. And first, I do want to say that I agree with you when people see us and potential conflict between the boards and all that, but I liken it to we're a big family, and even families have disagreements. I had brothers growing up, and we had fights and we do different things, but at the end of the day, we're all on the same page, and we're working in the best interest of those of our citizens in Stafford County. So to that point, I agree, and I think we have a great relationship, and you and I especially, in working through things. Ask Blue. So we are always trying to get information out to the public and thinking of different methods to do that. So Ask Blue came out of, it's our AI chatbot. So you can go to our website and interact with Blue and ask some of the questions 24/7. So if we're not open, you can always, Blue is always there. And where Blue came from is there is Crow's Nest, which is a preserve in Stafford County. And it is home to, I believe it's called the largest rookery for blue heron birds, and it's the largest rookery in North America. We have right here in Stafford County at Crow's Nest. So the blue heron has a history in Stafford, has a presence in Stafford, and we felt like that was something that maybe wasn't known to as many people. So we wanted to bring Blue in, use him as kind of our mascot for our citizen interface. And we just got statistics yesterday that the questions that are going through Blue on our website are saving about 2 days in staff time a month with those routine questions that can be answered. We know more complicated questions, they're still absolutely welcome to call us on, but the fact that we can have Blue divert some of the easier questions is definitely saving time and answering those questions pretty quick.
That's just awesome, and I couldn't agree with you more, and I'm surprised Blue hasn't ended up as one of our school mascots yet, so you never know. That could, we're building a few schools, so that could end up being the case. And I will say they definitely dialed up the spice for the last one, and a little bit of extra water I think is needed. I'm going to take another sip for sure. Well, Mr. Vosburg, Randy, thank you so much, not only for your friendship and your support of the school system and this great community that we live in, but you survived. Thank you for making this challenge happen. Stafford Schools is proud to reach nearly 100,000 people in this community. We have amazing citizens. This is your shot. Tell the camera what's happening next for you and what's happening next for this awesome county.
Happy to do so, and I want to say thank you to having me. Thank you to Manhattan Pizza as well. This is great. So what I'm excited about in Stafford County is we've got one of the biggest things is our Destination Stafford, or Downtown Stafford. That's some county-owned property that we have in close proximity to the government center. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what we talked about with the growth earlier. I know there are some debates on the balance and what we do with that growth, but I think we've got a great board to go ahead and how we're going to navigate through that and kind of preserve some of the history of Stafford, but then also how do we grow responsibly. And that's an exciting thing to work through in our future.
Well, thank you, Randy Vosburg, and thank you, Stafford County, and thank you, Manhattan Pizza. This has been an episode of Warm Ones.